This year's Doing Business report, Understanding Business Regulations for Small and Medium Enterprises, which is a joint report of the World Bank and IFC, the International Finance Corporation, finds that the reform pace has increased globally. So we recorded 238 reforms across the world, which is an 18% increase compared to last year, and is the second highest volume of reforms since the financial crisis in 2009. Another important result that we see in this year's report is the convergence. We see that the countries where there's more complicated regulations are actually trying to simplify them and improve them and reach the levels of the countries where there is simpler and more efficient business regulations. This year's report identifies two main regional trends. One is that Europe and Central Asia is overtaking to some extent the high-income countries in a few areas. For instance, in starting a business and in registering property has processes that are as simple and as efficient as high-income economies. The other very important trend is that we see Africa is among the regions where there is more reform. So for instance, 3 of the top improvers in this year's report are from Africa: Cote d'Ivoire, Rwanda, and Burundi. And we also see that over time, since 9 years, the pace of reform in Africa is 3 times as fast as the pace of reform in high-income countries. Another finding of this year's report refers to the process of starting a business. We know that there were 3 million firms that were set up last year, and those firms took entrepreneurs 46.9 million days to get set up. If governments use the best practices across the globe in the process of starting a business, that time would have been reduced to 1.5 million days. Governments that do well in doing business, that have smart business regulations, are not necessarily smaller governments. In addition, these governments are also more likely to have gender equal regulations and to have smaller size of the informal sector. So these are governments that overall are more inclusive to their citizens.